Breaking tonight, we now know that Mollie Tibbets was killed with sharp force injury, according to the medical examiner's report, which came out late today. Christian Rivera, an illegal immigrant charged with carrying out that brutal murder, claims that he blacked out and that he has no recollection of the attack. Joining me now exclusively is Rivera's defense attorney, Alan Richards. Mr. Richards, welcome to the story. Thank you for being here tonight to answer some questions. He described what happened in pretty great detail in the police report. He talked about running behind her and then alongside of her. Then she said she was going to call the police. Then he panicked and got mad and says that he blacked out after that. Your response to the fact that it is now known that she died from sharp force injury?
I would have no comment on, those reports until I see the reports.
You haven't seen the medical examiner's report from your case?
As far as the death, I'm real sorry about the death. I'm not going to make any comment on a report until somebody testifies to in more detail concerning the matter.
So you haven't read the medical examiner's report with regard to your client that came out today. But anyway, so I just filled you in on the headline there, which is that she was killed with sharp force trauma, blunt force trauma, essentially, which indicates that she was hit hard with something, hard enough to kill her, according to these reports. We also have this picture today of the cornfield where her body was found, and he described to the police in detail that he brought her to a secluded location. He carried her over his shoulder, took her about 20 meters into the cornfield, and then left her covered in some corn leaves and left her there face up. That's the report according to your client. Do you want to comment on that at all?
I understand that. That is what the investigators are stating. As far as you're asking me, I've been here, I'm in Tama County. I've been in court proceedings most of the afternoon or morning here in Tama County. And I will have the opportunity to review those matters.
Okay. This is a soundbite that you said. I want to play something that you said that's gotten a lot of attention yesterday about your case. Let's play that.
And the law includes presumption of innocence and due process before critical mistake of saying the outrageous thing that sad and sorry Trump has been saying. And he said it about this case, which there's no premise in the history of our country where a man in that position, a sad and sorry Trump, should even be commenting on him until we get past this presumption of innocence.
So why did you decide to bring the president into it?
Well, he's brought himself into it, and I think that people are buying into the concepts and notions that Mr. Trump is bringing forward. And at this stage in the process, it's not proper. I think there's a misconception of what the role of a defense attorney is. My role is to vigorously represent Christian, and my obligation is to the administration of justice in a manner that seeks out the truth in a manner that helps people and societal problems in a rational, peaceful,
I understand what you're saying.
and efficient manner.
I just think, in terms of the question of his immigrant status, ICE and his employer both verified today, because there was some confusion about it, both verified today that they consider him an illegal immigrant from Mexico. And I fail to see how that fact isn't, it's just a fact. I mean, if he was from Colorado and lived there for 20 years, we would know that. But we know that he's an illegal immigrant who arrived from Mexico and has lived in Iowa for 4 to 7 years. So I fail to see how that's irrelevant, or how bringing that in is not part of the facts that surround this case. How is it not?
That's rhetoric. The United States Constitution provides, if you're not a citizen, you still are entitled to the jurisdictions of the courts and entitled to equal protection under the law.
I don't think anyone said he wasn't. What people are saying is that he arrived here illegally from Mexico 4 to 7 years ago.
That's your rhetoric on it.
It's not rhetoric.
You know, I'm part of an agrarian society.
That's what the immigration officials are saying their reports indicate. He used a false name to work for an employer. They thought he was somebody else. We know that as well. These are the facts that are being dug up in the case. No one's making judgment on them themselves. They're just saying this is what we've learned so far about this individual. So why wouldn't that be relevant? This is his background.
You want to jump to say they're facts. Have these people been under oath? Have these people provided the opportunity for Christian to present his point of view on the matter?
It's not a point of view question.
Illegal,
it's not a point of view question. Either he's here legally or he's not here legally. It's really not a point of view question. It's not a rhetoric question, sir.
That's maybe your point of view, Martha. We have a society here, an agrarian society, where these individuals are welcome here. They are accepted by the wealthy individuals that are running these companies, and they're a vital part to the community.
They may be,
and
sir.
For anybody to say otherwise,
you're talking apples and oranges. They may be accepted by the community. They may be brought in. The company that hired him says that he gave them a fake ID, that they ran that through their system of the Social Security system, is what they said. That they ran it through. He gave them a fake ID. So these are the facts. Whether or not they were welcomed to work there that's fine. But he came here illegally is just part of the equation. So to say that that's bringing politics into it, I think you're putting rhetoric and point of view on it.
Well, you're trying to say that his state of mind was in such a way. We're dealing with an individual that has a middle school education, so his perception is entitled to equal protection and due process. Now, you can jump to it and just say, these are the facts, but that doesn't make them facts because you say so, Martha. The man is entitled to a hearing on the issue.
And he has an 8th grade education. These are facts. These are not emotional. This is his situation. This is how long he's been here, where he worked. This is the background. So I don't understand, why you're trying to put something else on top of it. Whenever you have a case, as you well know, as a defense attorney, you try to nail down what happened and who's involved and what their situation is. No? And then I got to go.
Well, the situation he's involved with concerning his status has nothing to do with the situation that unfortunately happened over there on that road in Brooklyn. I'm sorry.
All right.
He's entitled to a hearing on the immigration issue.
Which he will get. Exactly. Alan Richards, thank you, sir. Thank you for your time. It's an awful situation, and we hope that justice is served for this beautiful young woman who should still be alive today if it were not for her killer. Thank you, sir. Good to have you here today.